Go to piratemyfilm.com. It's Truth, T-R-U-T-H, Alex in Wonderland. I can raise the budget, and I want to make Matt or somebody from your crew the official producer on the site. Just send me an email, and I'll make you guys the...
No, I'm not involved in your investment operation. If you want to make a movie about me, that's fine. But I mean, tell us about Alex in Wonderland then.
Well, the project, the way Pirate My Film works is you put up a project and you find out what people, what the appetite for the project is. You just reserve a share. If you don't like the way the film is developing, you cancel your reservation. You're not committing any money. Once you get to 100% of the reservations, then you get the email that says, okay, we raised $5,000. Or if you're still interested, we'll debit you $5 and we'll go make this film. But during the process of the few months leading up to it, it can change 100 times, depending on what people really want us to do. So right now, the film is about, Alex Jones goes mainstream in America. Basically, he replaces Larry King, and America finally wakes up, and there's a new dawn in America. But if that idea stinks, people can say, you know what, forget it, I don't like that idea, and it can evolve. But during the whole process, nobody puts up any money. So until it gets to a point where people are like, yeah, I like that idea, then we go make the film, we get a director, we get a producer, then we play it on the web, and the advertising... I
get it. It's very interesting. Now, Max, in the time we've got left with you, some other issues that need to be gotten into. Specifically, you've been predicting this crash. The system shows that they're only going in a direction that'll make it worse. Dr. Paul Craig Roberts, former head of policy at the Treasury, Wall Street Journal editor, he agrees it's being done by design to create a road warrior level collapse. Then the bankers will just move offshore with all the blood they've sucked out of us when we're just a dry skeleton laying in the corner. How do you see this unfolding in the next few months, the next year? What's the time frame here? Because they've gone from saying we're in a wonderful economy to, okay, it's a double-dip recession going into a depression. So they've stopped lying to a certain extent. Where is all this going?
The economy died in 2008. It was dead, had no heartbeat at all. There's a dead corpse called the U.S. economy. Obama came in with the stimulus, which was basically putting a blood transfusion into a corpse.
Hey, Max, are you joining us via a Skype line?
I'm on my mobile phone.
It's usually good, but it's breaking up. Can you...
Because I'm screaming so much?
No, it's breaking up. Can you climb on top of your house?
I'm standing on top of the Eiffel Tower.
There's too many Parisians on their cell phones right now. It sounds a little fishy.
All right, let me move locations here. How's that? Is that a little better?
Stand on your head.
I'm on my head. Now you want me to stand up regular.
Well, see, now that we're joking around, oh, Keiser.
Can you hear me any better?
A little bit better. Why don't you go outside?
Are you serious?
It's not working.
Oh, my God.
Oh, it's working. It's working. Okay, what do you see happening with the economy?
All right, look, when you see this word quantitative easing, you see this in the press all the time. What does that mean? It means basically that the Federal Reserve Bank, which accepted from Wall Street roughly $3 trillion in their bad loans, they are unable to roll them. They're unable to move them. They're unable to sell them because the system is completely broken. So when they say quantitative easing, what that means is that they are going to print up $3 trillion more.
Max, hold it there. We're going to disconnect and call you right back and see if that fixes the line. Joining us from Paris, the expatriate Max Keiser, inventor of the Hollywood Stock Exchange, made a lot of very accurate predictions. We're going to get him back on with us. His cell phone's usually better than his landline, and we always have Skype problems with him, or we'd have him be a video uplink with us. Of course, he's a TV host with BBC, RT. He's done shows with Al Jazeera. He has his own radio show Saturdays here on Genesis. And he's a very colorful fellow who at least joins us once a month. When a bunch of stuff's happening, he sometimes joins us twice a month. He joined us 2 weeks ago. We re-aired it Thursday when I was hanging out with Jesse Ventura. Wasn't really hanging out. Jesse came here to work on a project with me, his television show. But I had to take off Thursday. Watson sat in for one of the hours. Okay, quantitative easing. They're now admitting that they're monetizing debt, and the Federal Reserve is basically charging us for the right for taxpayers to give them money. Max, please continue.
Right. In other words, the system in 2008, systemically, it completely broke down. This is what people don't understand. Money is not moving at all in the system There's no credit. There's no loans. It's absolutely dead. So, but the Fed took on board many couple of trillion in these awful Wall Street debts. But they can't sell them. They can't roll them. They can't refinance them. So they're going to print up more money. But here's the beautiful thing about it. This is what makes this just an unbelievable thing to watch, is that the Fed will say, we're going to print up $2 trillion more to help roll this bad debt. And on that day, Wall Street will tell the Fed, oh, by the way, did we fail to mention we've got another $5 trillion of bad debt right here that we didn't tell you about? It's exactly what happened in the UK. The UK, when the new government came into office under Cameron, they had $800 billion in debt. It was the biggest debt the country had in generations. The second they came in office, the Treasury reported to number 10 Downing Street, oh, the number's not $800 billion, it's £5 trillion in debt. That's 5 times their GDP. Same thing's going to happen now. The Fed's going to say, oh, yeah, we're in quantitative easing. We need to print up $2 trillion more in paper to roll this horrible debt. And Wall Street's going to say, oh, by the way, we've got another $5-6 trillion of bad debt we didn't tell you. So that means that the crisis and the real estate market and the jobs and the wages are going to continue to fall like a rock.
And the best part is we get to have our taxes raised to pay for all this free money we give the bankers, who are also trying to pass carbon taxes to shut down the economy even more, because as they destroy us, all we've got is them, and then they get even more power out of it, and the cops don't know it, the bureaucrats don't know it, the yuppies just know how to have Coach handbags and drink coffee and act cool, and the real men are running around, you know, in their UFC shirts talking about beating up other people, and everybody else is drinking fluoride and sucking their thumb. So this sounds good, Max. This sounds really good.
What do you when you talk about taxpayer? That only people who have jobs pay taxes. I mean, you got 40 million people on food stamps. 40, 50 unemployed and growing every day. You don't have taxpayers in America. You have serfs.
Well, no, and those serfs are the weapon system.
Their debts will go up.
And I was also reading how they're having record people sign up for the military now. It's the only job they've got, and now they will police us domestically. This is great. Instead of the welfare guy, sitting there in his welfare house smoking pot on my paycheck, now he'll have a machine gun. And he can hardly talk, but he can sure beat the hell out of me.
People are going to be begging to become taxpayers. They would love to pay tax because it would imply that they actually have a bona fide job.
Well, it really does sound fun, Max. So how long till this completely unravels?
Well, I think it's, the thing is, there's a great story by, it's called The Death of Ivan Ilyich, by a great Russian writer. And it's a story about a man who's dead, and he listens to the people come into the parlor, into the funeral parlor, talking about him. And he can still hear him, these people talking about him, even though he's dead. Now, you can hear my voice, Alex. I know you can. But the fact is, America is dead. You think it's alive, but it's a corpse. It's nothing. There's the lights are on. Nobody's home. There's no credit. There's no money. It's dead, dead, dead. The only people who don't understand that are the people who live in America, the 5% of the world's population that's become incredibly insignificant. As the rest of the world says, who needs frickin' America anymore? We've got jobs over here in Asia and the Middle East and Europe. It's dead, Al. You're dead. You're a walking dead man.
All right. Boy, that's some good news. Max Keiser, stay with us. You know what concerns me about what Max Keiser's saying? It's like a Christmas Carol with Charles Dickens, where Scrooge can, see himself dead, nobody coming to his funeral, with the ghost of Christmas future. Or it's kind of like, to use a Star Trek analogy, the Wrath of Khan, when Spock's been radiated fixing the ship, and Kirk's trying to get in, and they hold him back, and he says, we got to save him. And he says, he's dead already. The elites for 4 years have been acting like this country's dead already. And you've got all these big investment groups dumping all of their Israeli holdings, all of them, including Harvard. You've got them headlong towards World War III. The banks are offshore. They don't care. And it's either us or these global bankers. And these creatures are announcing world government. It's all happening. And so I think what Keiser's saying is we're already irrevocably screwed unless we do what Ron Paul and others have said, and what we cover, what's covered in the film The Secret of Oz, and what we've covered here with the maker of that film, unless we have a real awakening, we are dead. I mean, this country still has great wealth and energy if we say no to the parasite. But, Max, it doesn't look like people are, ready to accept that. They're starting to wake up. But, I look at Europe. They've got big debt ratios and other big problems as well. Europe's, not even replacing itself, a 1.3 replacement level. So you always feel a little snug over there in your redoubt, in your keep. But I don't think you're in good shape either there in Paris, buddy.
No, the Federal Reserve Bank is not owned by the U.S. It's the only reserve bank in the world that's not owned by the country itself.
No, I know. We're a joke.
Let me talk. The bailout from Hank Paulson in 2008, where'd that money go? European banks. The European banks can always rely on the American taxpayer to bail them out through vis-a-vis AIG or Goldman Sachs because we own you. Okay, you guys are the weak hand at the poker table. You're the chump at the poker table. Now, whether you're talking Star Trek or Tolstoy, who wrote The Death of Ivan Ilyich, I'll give you one upside here. When the dollar collapses, as it inevitably will, one thing that America has that'll be priced competitively on the world market is cotton. Cotton will be king again. So, Alex, I got a song for you. I want all your listeners to listen to this song and learn this song. Jump down, turn around, pick a bale of cotton. Jump down, turn around, pick a bale of two. I'm a slave now, picking all my cotton. I'm a slave now, working for the Wall Street. Jump, you get my point? You're all a bunch of slaves now.
I owe my soul to the company store.
That's right. Cotton will be competitive. You'll all be cotton farmers. You'll be picking cotton down there on the plantation. And that's where it'll save America. You're going right back to pre-Civil War America. And that's exactly a round trip to nowhere.
And we'll have carpetbaggers. We'll have carpetbaggers running around with armed forces robbing us.
That's me. I'm here in Europe. I can pick off you guys from Europe as easy as getting online. I'll buy Corrections Corps of America all day long. Stock's going to double because nobody's going to stop going to prison to make Wall Street more money. I'll buy Verizon. I'll buy Google because no one there is going to stop to help themselves. What's the point? It's like shooting fish in a barrel. Nobody's going to stop to help themselves.
Max, you are not an immoral. You're not an immoral person. You're illustrating absurdity by being absurd. You're not really going to do that, are you?
Well, Alex, if somebody's not going to,
people are waking up, Max.
The gene pool has to be scrubbed of the stupid people.
Well, I got news for you. The stupid people work for the government. They're coming for you, Max.
That's my biggest
Max, France is dead. France is dead. You're a dead man. You just don't know it yet. You can look across from your pile of crap and tell me that I'm knee-deep in a pig pie, but so are you, pal. Smell it. It ain't daisies. You're sitting in the same situation. This is a new world order, Max.
You're always rallying, my friend. We're doing well.
Hey, well, let me tell you this. As the center of the empire and having to fund this whorehouse, we are in worse shape. But we're all in this together, Max. And free humanity is going to defeat the New World Order. We don't have a choice, my friend. We can't let them demoralize us. We have just begun to fight, and we're going to crush them. Max Keiser, let me say bye to you at the end of the show. But Hamid Gul coming up. Incredible information straight ahead at Infowars.com.